Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I think you remember this kind of rule which states if things work, don't change anything. So if you achieve your goals using certain kind of methods, don't change the methods. Keep going, repeat those methods, and if you're still winning, don't change anything, don't alter anything. So the same thing with these guys. United States right now will not alter anything regarding their attempted hegemony on the planet. And that shows, I think, by Zelensky's statement on Biden's Oval Office speech from last night. They will use the same thing they used before. Why? Because it worked. I mean, as dumb as it was, it seems like we are surrounded by very intelligent people around us who vote. So let me show you what Zelensky said. Ukraińska Pravda. Zelensky on Biden's speech. Together, we will not let freedom and democracy be destroyed. So, well, first you have to have it so you can destroy it. I don't think we have freedom. I don't think we have democracy. Yes, we have some freedom. Yes, we have some democracy. We don't have freedom. We don't have democracy. But they speak in absolutes, and they speak in in principal things that are values, absolute values. Democracy. Who doesn't like democracy? Is a monster. Obviously, we all enjoy freedom, but some people don't enjoy freedom. You want to see how that freedom played for the society? Remember the COVID-19 restrictions, mandates. Some people gave up their freedom in a second. They agreed to be babysitted by these guys who are just other people in charge of them. Because why? All right. So, remember when the United States of America used freedom and democracy? I remember when these guys invaded on a lie Iraq. Remember when they said Iraq has weapons of mass destruction? First they said that Saddam Hussein was responsible for September 11 attacks. Then they said, no, Saddam Hussein actually is trained the terrorists. Then they said, no, he trains terrorists. Then they said, no, he wants to attack us. It's an imminent threat. Imminent threat, danger. Okay? That we have to react. We have to preemptively attack Iraq. And then they said, well, he has weapons of mass destruction. It's an imminent threat. And then they said, well, when they didn't find shit and everything was a lie, they said, well, we brought freedom and democracy. Now with that one, I can come into your house and say, I will bring family harmony. Then I enter your house and I figure things out over there because I consider that what you have over there, you should have. And that is my kind of family harmony. However I say it. But in order to do that, I have to have a little title. You know what I mean? I have to be either a judge who, sends a warrant. I have to be the enforcer, the police officer who knocks at the door, or I should be the counselor. But even the counseling is not mandatory in this case, right? Family counseling is not mandatory, is it? So anyway, not yet. I'm not gonna go into that one. It's a big shit over there. So nevertheless, these guys say that freedom and democracy. I heard how that worked in Iraq and in Afghanistan, bringing American freedom and democracy. And my point here is, you don't have a freedom. You don't have a democracy. What you have is just a pretense. A pretense. Look for instance at how democracy works in this country, in the greatest country in the world. Oh, yes, it is fantastic, this country. I would call it still the greatest country, but it's going down fast and it's becoming a slum. What are we going to do? Well, try not to allow that to happen. And it's going to be destroyed. Freedom. How much freedom we have? Well, look how many regulations we have. Look how many infringements we have. Take, for instance, the example of, that is expressed in the U.S. Constitution, is defended. It's there. The right to carry, own, bear arms. That means this. Now that's in the Constitution. That's a right. Should not be infringed. Go and look at the definition of infringed in the 18th century. Nevertheless, they still do it. How? By putting making a lot of mandates, a lot of regulations. They say we're not banning it, but it's going to be for you harder and harder and harder to buy guns. For instance, they can make a bullet cost $3,000, $5,000 tomorrow if they want. Maybe not tomorrow, but in time, 2-3 months, with regulations, they can make that. They're not going to ban ammunition, but you can't afford it. They can make tomorrow, if they want, a pistol cost $50,000. How many people will then have a poor little handgun? Not many. Not many. They didn't infringe anything, right? They didn't close it. They didn't ban it. It just made it unaffordable. The same thing with combustion engines. If they want to for you to sell and buy an electric car, they can do it in half of a year if they want. How? They would make a gallon of gas. They will make a gallon of gas, let's say $5,000. That's it. What are they going to do with your car? You can't drive it anymore. Or they can make a car, combustion engine car, make it, I don't know, $3 million a car. There will be cars available to buy, but you can't buy them. They didn't, how should I put it, forbid you from doing it. They just made you do that. And they're doing it right now. If you are aware, the US government gives tax breaks, $7,200 if you buy a battery operated vehicle. That means you get, when you file your tax, if I buy this car, they're going to take $7,200, off in the taxes. They will help you, but they will not help the combustion engine corporations, industry. That means that this is they promote an unfair economic advantage for some, an environment, unfair. Why? I help you and I don't help you. That means people will buy more of that. And after they buy more of that, the government say, well, see, this is a study. The opinion poll and the statistics show, numbers don't lie. And that they will show you clearly that people prefer battery operated vehicles. See, we got smarter. Good job, man. You saved the world. But they don't tell you why. It's because you gave incentives. Unfair competition. So, my friends, all this freedom and democracy that these guys are talking about, freedom. You want to see the freedom thing? See how free we were when the COVID-19 mandates came over. Some people told us that we cannot do certain things. They had total power. They would incarcerate us if we would not do what they say in the name of the common good. Well, what if they call it common good driving a battery-driven car, operated? What if they say, well, for common good, which is the environment, you cannot drive a combustion engine car anymore? For the common good, what are you going to do? They immediately showed you how much freedom you have. And many, many other things that you can just look around in the name of the common good. That's the way they can do anything they want now. And they will always find that strata, big strata of the population of cowards, of dumb people who don't know better, who don't know anything. Why? Didn't read, didn't leave, stay in the basement, order online, sleep all day, and work in front of a computer probably or something like that. They don't know what's going on. All they know what's going on is from the TV, from the news they get from them. So what do you expect? They will vote however they tell them. Anyway, my friends, remember, freedom and democracy, that got us in Iraq fantastically. Ask the Iraqis how great freedom and democracy is and why the United States has to have about 2,500 troops in the independent free country of Iraq, sovereign country, to do what? To defend democracy. Against whom, I wonder? Crazy people. Yeah, okay. What happened in Afghanistan with our freedom and democracy? Those guys didn't get it, did they? I guess not, man. So anyway, just help Zelensky because he fights for you. That's so much garbage. It's just an attempt to take over, my friends. As they tried to take over Iraq and Afghanistan and destabilize the whole thing over there, which they succeeded. The same thing is with Ukraine, freedom and democracy. Well, I like it, but not this style. not these lovers, little lovers, like AC/DC's song Little Lover. So here, these two little lovers, I don't like that kind of freedom and democracy. Sorry. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.